And she and I got into this banter. Did not, did not, did. And they thought it was funny. And we started doing this back and forth.
James Garner and Mariette Hartley shared one of the most memorable partnerships in advertising history. But for decades, millions of viewers were completely unaware of the truth behind their connection. When audiences first saw the two actors in Polaroid commercials, it seemed as though they were a married couple, living out the kind of domestic chemistry many wished for in real life. They bickered and joked, finishing each other's sentences, creating an on-screen rhythm that felt completely natural. What made these commercials so successful was not simply clever scripting or the novelty of instant cameras. It was the deep connection between the two actors that radiated through the screen. People watched these advertisements and believed the playful arguments and warm smiles were real. The illusion was so convincing that letters poured into Polaroid asking about children, marriage, and their supposed home life. Magazines speculated for years about a secret romance, and fans stopped Garner on the street to ask about his wife. The connection audiences felt was genuine, but the truth behind it was far more complex and touching than mere romance. The story of James Garner and Mariette Hartley is not one of secret love but of friendship, respect, and mutual understanding, rooted in their personal experiences and struggles with life. Their collaboration began in 1977 when Polaroid executives paired two actors who had never worked together before. James Garner was already a well-known television star thanks to shows like Maverick and The Rockford Files, while Hartley was talented but still carving out her place in Hollywood. Nobody could have predicted what would happen next. The first commercial aired, and the chemistry was undeniable. They clicked instantly, their interaction filled with warmth, humor, and a kind of effortless familiarity that could not be taught. It became clear that the audience was witnessing a rare phenomenon, two people who genuinely enjoyed each other's company. The commercials quickly became a cultural phenomenon, with one turning into 10, then 50, and eventually more than 250, airing over nearly a decade. Polaroid sales skyrocketed, with over 1 million one-step cameras sold, largely thanks to the public's trust in this on-screen couple. Yet behind the smiles and playful banter, a more profound story unfolded. A story of resilience, shared pain, and the power of human connection. Garner and Hartley were not romantically involved, but their bond was built on mutual respect and the unspoken understanding of what it meant to endure life's challenges while maintaining a professional and joyful facade. James Garner was a man who valued integrity and fairness, and his work with Mariette Hartley reflected those principles. When Polaroid first approached the actors, they offered Hartley significantly less money than Garner, assuming she should feel grateful merely to work alongside a major star. Garner refused to proceed under these conditions. He insisted that Hartley receive equal pay, equal screen time, and fair contractual treatment. This was not a public gesture or a moment for self-promotion. It was simply a reflection of Garner's character. He had watched far too many young actresses be exploited by the entertainment industry, and he knew that fairness and respect were the foundation of any successful partnership. From the beginning, their relationship was built on this mutual respect. Hartley later described feeling safe while working with Garner in ways she had rarely experienced in Hollywood. He never attempted to steal scenes or overshadow her performances. Instead, he actively worked to make her look good and support her professionally. Their collaboration extended beyond performance. Garner's attentiveness to Hartley's well-being was subtle but profound. When other crew members made thoughtless jokes or directors pushed too hard, he intervened gently to create a healthier environment. When she faced professional or personal challenges, he recommended her for roles, vouched for her professionalism, and ensured she received the recognition she deserved. These acts of quiet advocacy were not designed to be noticed. They were simply a reflection of the empathy Garner had cultivated through his own difficult experiences. Both actors had endured emotional pain. Garner had faced abuse in his early years, losing his mother at a young age and enduring a harsh, punitive household under a stepmother who frequently punished him and his siblings with fear and violence. Hartley, meanwhile, was navigating trauma passed down from her family, including an emotionally cold upbringing influenced by her grandfather's rigid behaviorist philosophies and personal experiences with depression and abuse. Garner recognized this unspoken weight in Hartley, and it deepened their professional connection. They did not need to articulate every struggle. Their shared understanding was expressed subtly through gestures, attentive listening, and consistent support. This foundation allowed them to work together seamlessly, creating the chemistry that made the Polaroid commercials feel genuine. What viewers assumed was romantic tension was actually the manifestation of deep trust and friendship. This subtle authenticity resonated with audiences in ways that no script or production could replicate. The magic of their partnership lies not in glamour or tabloid scandals but in the quiet acts of respect, empathy, and recognition that define a truly meaningful human connection. For years, the public wanted to believe the fairy tale of a romantic relationship between James Garner and Mariette Hartley, and sometimes even the actors themselves had to confront the absurdity of this perception. Fans sent letters, magazines speculated, and paparazzi photographed moments out of context, turning professional interactions into scandalous headlines. One notable example occurred in 1979, during a guest appearance Hartley made on The Rockford Files, Garner's hit television series. The script included a romantic subplot, culminating in a kiss between Garner and Hartley. Filmed on location in Los Angeles, the episode became a magnet for photographers, and a telephoto lens captured the moment as if it were a private tryst. When the images were published in tabloids, speculation erupted, suggesting that Garner was cheating on his wife, Lois Clark. The situation highlighted the public's inability to separate fiction from reality. TV Guide even ran an article clarifying that the actors were just co-workers, yet the attempt to correct the narrative inadvertently gave more attention to the rumor. Garner himself was not upset with Hartley. He understood that the problem lay with the media and their relentless search for scandal. Lois Clark, his wife of nearly 6 decades, never felt threatened. She recognized the professional nature of the relationship and the genuine friendship that had developed between Garner and Hartley. In fact, the two women occasionally socialized together, further reinforcing the absence of romantic involvement. Despite the public's curiosity and the occasional awkward question, the bond between Garner and Hartley remained strong, rooted not in romantic interest but in understanding, empathy, and mutual respect. They were two individuals who had survived immense personal struggles and recognized that connection, patience, and support were far more valuable than fleeting romance or tabloid attention. This distinction, the difference between perception and reality, is what allowed their collaboration to endure and what made their shared work on camera so compelling. The public's belief in a fabricated romance was, in a sense, a testament to the power of their authentic friendship. James Garner's life was shaped as much by hardship as it was by talent. Born in 1928, he faced loss and trauma at a young age. His mother passed away when he was just 5 years old, and his father remarried a woman who made life extremely difficult for the children. Garner described his childhood as something he survived rather than truly lived. The household was filled with fear and strict discipline, leaving lasting emotional scars. The young Garner sought escape wherever he could find it, ultimately joining the Merchant Marines at age 16 by lying about his age. Later, he served in the Korean War, enduring the harsh realities of combat and earning 2 Purple Hearts after being wounded in action. These early experiences forged a resilience that would define him for the rest of his life. Garner's challenges did not end with military service. When he entered Hollywood, he found success but also physical and emotional demands that pushed him to his limits. Performing many of his own stunts on The Rockford Files left his body broken and his health compromised, leading to multiple surgeries and chronic pain. Yet, through all of this, Garner maintained a public persona of charm, ease, and confidence. He learned to compartmentalize his pain, presenting a cheerful, charismatic image while managing profound physical and emotional struggles behind the scenes. This duality, the ability to smile while struggling, became an essential part of his life and would ultimately influence the way he connected with Mariette Hartley. He recognized pain when he saw it in others and used his experience to protect and support those around him, quietly ensuring that no one else suffered the way he had. This innate empathy would shape the iconic partnership that captivated audiences for decades and formed the foundation of the enduring magic in the Polaroid commercials. Mariette Hartley's story is no less remarkable, though it unfolded in very different circumstances. Born into a family with a complicated legacy, Hartley carried the weight of generational trauma from an early age. Her maternal grandfather, John B. Watson, a pioneering psychologist known for behaviorism, believed children should never be coddled or shown physical affection, advocating a rigid, emotionless approach to parenting. Watson's philosophy shaped Hartley's mother, who grew up starved for affection and emotionally unprepared for the challenges of parenthood. As a result, Hartley's early life was marked by emotional coldness, depression, and an inability to connect freely with others. These struggles intensified as she faced additional personal challenges. Her father battled severe depression throughout his life, ultimately taking his own life while Hartley was in the next room. The trauma of witnessing this event left indelible scars, compounded by the burden of self-blame and unanswered questions about what she could have done to change the outcome. Hartley's first marriage brought further pain. Her husband was emotionally abusive, expertly manipulating her to feel trapped, eroding her self-worth without leaving physical marks. The psychological damage she endured was profound, leaving her isolated and struggling to maintain her sense of identity. To cope, Hartley turned to alcohol, using it to numb the pain and survive each day. At her lowest point, she even contemplated ending her life, following the same tragic path as her father. But she survived, ultimately finding the strength to leave her marriage, get sober, and begin the slow process of healing. Her memoir, Breaking the Silence, detailed these experiences candidly, revealing the emotional struggles behind the bright, cheerful persona audiences had come to adore. Hartley's capacity to bring warmth, humor, and authenticity to her work, particularly in the Polaroid commercials, was all the more remarkable because it required immense emotional labor. Her laughter and banter on screen were real, but they existed alongside profound personal pain that few could see or understand. This resilience, honed through hardship, made Hartley uniquely equipped to connect with someone who understood the hidden burdens of life. James Garner. The legendary Polaroid commercials were the perfect platform for Garner and Hartley's unique dynamic. Their on-screen relationship felt lived-in and authentic, with playful arguments, teasing banter, and genuine warmth. What audiences assumed was romantic tension was, in reality, the result of two people who deeply respected and understood one another. Their work together was effortless. The director barely had to intervene, and the chemistry flowed naturally. The magic of these commercials lay not in the script or production quality but in the genuine friendship between the actors. Garner and Hartley had both endured profound personal struggles, and their ability to recognize resilience and hidden pain in each other created a professional intimacy that could not be faked. As the commercials aired repeatedly, public fascination grew. Polaroid sales soared, and millions believed they were witnessing a real marriage. This perception persisted for decades, with letters, fan questions, and media speculation reinforcing the illusion. At the same time, the actors maintained boundaries, never allowing the rumors to interfere with their personal lives. Hartley's bright smile and easy charm, combined with Garner's charm and protection, created a safe environment on set where both could thrive professionally and personally. Their connection was also visible in subtle ways. Garner would watch out for Hartley's comfort, ensure she was treated fairly by producers, and provide support when she faced personal challenges. In turn, Hartley respected Garner's experience, professionalism, and warmth. Their collaboration became a gold standard for authentic partnerships in advertising, inspiring others who tried, and failed, to replicate the same magic. Audiences responded to this authenticity, even if they could not articulate why the connection felt so real. The commercials are now considered legendary, not just for the product they sold, but for the profound human connection they showcased. A partnership built on mutual respect, empathy, and shared understanding. Even though James Garner and Mariette Hartley shared a profound friendship, public perception often twisted it into something it wasn't. In 1979, Hartley guest-starred on Garner's hit show, The Rockford Files. Her role included a romantic subplot with Jim Rockford, culminating in a kiss on camera. Filmed in public locations around Los Angeles, the scene was captured by paparazzi using long lenses, creating images that appeared intimate and private. Within days, tabloids ran headlines implying that Garner was unfaithful to his wife, Lois Clark. The public, already convinced that the Polaroid commercials reflected a real marriage, quickly jumped to conclusions. Even though TV Guide published a clarification explaining that the actors were co-workers and friends, the story backfired. By addressing the rumors so prominently, the media inadvertently fueled further speculation. Garner was frustrated, not at Hartley, who had done nothing wrong, but at the media's relentless intrusion into their lives. Lois Clark, his wife, never doubted her husband's fidelity, understanding the professional nature of the relationship. Hartley, meanwhile, was mortified at the idea that she might be seen as a homewrecker. Both actors had to navigate the absurdity of fame, where simple professional interactions could be misrepresented and sensationalized. The scandal, though based on a misunderstanding, highlighted an important truth. Audiences often project their desires and assumptions onto public figures, sometimes overlooking the deeper realities of friendship, empathy, and respect that form genuine bonds. Despite the public's obsession with romance and gossip, the partnership between Garner and Hartley remained intact, grounded in mutual trust, understanding, and a shared awareness of the personal struggles each carried. The most remarkable aspect of James Garner and Mariette Hartley's relationship was their unspoken recognition of each other's struggles. Both had endured significant hardships, Garner with his abusive childhood and wartime injuries, Hartley with generational trauma and personal loss. Their experiences had taught them to compartmentalize, to present a cheerful facade while managing deep emotional pain. When they worked together, this shared understanding created a rare form of professional intimacy. They did not need to verbalize every struggle. Gestures, attention, and subtle acts of kindness communicated volumes. Garner noticed when Hartley's energy was slightly strained, when her smile flickered momentarily between takes. Instead of prying or offering cliched advice, he simply provided a safe environment where she could maintain her professional excellence without fear of judgment. He shared stories of his own battles with depression and chronic pain, offering Hartley a model of resilience and survival without demanding explanations or compliance. This quiet empathy became the foundation of their working relationship. The audience may have perceived charm and humor, but beneath it lay a profound connection rooted in respect, shared experience, and emotional literacy. The Polaroid commercials succeeded not because of marketing genius alone but because viewers sensed the authenticity of two people who truly understood one another. This connection, forged in darkness but expressed through laughter and warmth, is what made their on-screen interactions resonate decades later. It demonstrated that genuine friendship and empathy can be more powerful than romance or spectacle in creating memorable moments in popular culture. Hartley's personal journey was as compelling as her on-screen performances. She had faced abuse, family trauma, and struggles with alcohol and depression. These challenges left her emotionally scarred and often isolated. At one point, she contemplated taking her own life, following a pattern tragically set by her father. But Hartley survived, and her path to healing was marked by courage and determination. She left her abusive marriage, sought sobriety, and began the painstaking process of rebuilding her life. Her memoir, Breaking the Silence, revealed the truth about her struggles, shedding light on the emotional battles she had fought while maintaining a public image of warmth and joy. Hartley's resilience is remarkable not only because she survived trauma but because she transformed it into purpose. By sharing her story, she helped others understand that appearances can be deceiving and that genuine strength often hides behind smiles and humor. Garner's friendship played a vital role in this journey. His empathy, quiet support, and consistent professionalism offered Hartley a model of healthy, respectful connection. They were two survivors, recognizing in each other the resilience it takes to endure personal struggles while performing for the world. The strength of their partnership was not based on romance but on trust, safety, and shared understanding, a testament to the human capacity to form profound bonds through empathy rather than desire or attraction. James Garner's reputation as a charming, laid-back Hollywood star masked a life filled with hardship, pain, and resilience. Beyond his roles on television and in films, Garner demonstrated extraordinary character in both personal and professional spheres. His childhood, marked by loss and abuse, shaped a man who understood suffering and the importance of empathy. Military service further developed his resilience, while his health struggles later in life, chronic pain, multiple surgeries, and depression, tested his strength in new ways. Garner's ability to maintain humor and charisma despite these challenges defined his public persona. Importantly, he extended the empathy he cultivated through his experiences to those around him. Hartley benefited directly from this generosity of spirit. Garner ensured she was treated fairly, supported her in professional opportunities, and respected her boundaries. His attentiveness was subtle yet powerful, demonstrating that true leadership and friendship often manifest in quiet, consistent acts of care. Garner's life reminds audiences that personal success is not only measured by fame or wealth, but by the ability to recognize suffering, offer support, and protect those who are vulnerable. His friendship with Hartley exemplifies this principle, illustrating that the most meaningful connections in life are built on understanding, respect, and shared resilience. The iconic Polaroid commercials between James Garner and Mariette Hartley weren't just a marketing triumph, they were a testament to authenticity and performance. What made these ads memorable was the effortless chemistry between the two actors. Viewers assumed they were married, and in a sense, the commercials sold that illusion because it was rooted in something real. Their exchanges weren't scripted to perfection. Instead, the subtle timing, shared humor, and easy banter came from years of understanding human behavior, forged through their personal trials. Each commercial built on the last, gradually creating a public perception that blurred the line between fiction and reality. This authenticity was palpable. Audiences didn't just see two actors performing. They felt the warmth of friendship, mutual respect, and empathy radiating from the screen. James Garner's approach to acting was grounded in the belief that the audience would respond to honesty rather than pretense. Hartley, despite the darkness she carried, matched him in this philosophy. She could laugh genuinely, argue convincingly, and exhibit charm while holding complex emotions in check. The commercials became a reflection of their shared professionalism and emotional intelligence. In an era where many partnerships in Hollywood relied on manufactured tension or artificial charm, Garner and Hartley's work stood out. Producers tried to replicate the formula, pairing other actors to capture the same magic, but none succeeded. Audiences recognized the difference. Chemistry born from shared understanding and respect cannot be faked. Garner and Hartley's connection proved that performance is not just about memorizing lines. It is about recognizing humanity in others and allowing that recognition to inform every gesture, glance, and expression. The result was a series of commercials that sold more than cameras. They sold authenticity, warmth, and a glimpse of what human connection could look like on screen. Even decades later, these ads are studied in advertising and acting courses as a gold standard for professional collaboration built on trust and empathy. The laughter and banter that audiences adored in the commercials concealed profound personal struggles for both actors. James Garner's charm masked years of pain, beginning with an abusive childhood and continuing through the physical and emotional demands of Hollywood. Chronic injuries, surgeries, and heart problems challenged him daily, while depression shadowed him despite outward success. Garner learned early how to compartmentalize, delivering performances filled with humor and charisma while privately managing exhaustion, physical pain, and mental health struggles. Similarly, Mariette Hartley carried emotional wounds from generational trauma, her father's suicide, an abusive marriage, and battles with depression and alcohol. Both actors had become experts at maintaining facades, yet their recognition of each other's hidden pain allowed them to connect on a level that was rare in Hollywood. This